Hello, Colas. Welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to discuss on the latest developing stories. We start with Ansu Fati as Atletico Madrid have held talks with the Barca youngsters agent over a possible summer transfer. We are going to discuss on that as we move ahead. Secondly, talking about Lamine Yamal, as Manchester City held an interest in signing the 16-year-old Barca gem, according to a new report. So, guys, as we get right into the full stories, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. As we enter the final phase of the summer transfer window, Barcelona are bracing themselves for a busy few weeks ahead. The club are already on the lookout for a new attacker while trying to finalize a loan deal for a right back, João Cancelo. At the same time, though, the club have their task cut out as they look to offload some of the unwanted stars in the first team roster. One of the players in contention to leave Barcelona by the end of the summer is Ansu Fati. There is every indication that the young forward is not a trusted player at Barca, and the club's management would be willing to get rid of him in order to bring in more cash. To that end, El Chiringuito reports that Atletico Madrid are serious about signing Ansu Fati, with the club CEO Miguel Angel Gil Marin holding a meeting with Jorge Mendes. In the meeting, Marin asked Mendes to convince Fati to move to Atleti this summer as part of the club's plans to reinforce the ranks in the attacking department. This comes on the back of Diego Simeone's interest in Fati. It appears the Atletico Madrid boss is serious about signing the Barcelona forward and has passed his interest to the club. Atletico, therefore, are expected to make a few last-ditch attempts to sign Fati, who has been impressive leading up to the new season, with reports suggesting that the club are putting more faith in Lamine Yamal rather than Fati or Ferran Torres. The 20-year-old could be forced to consider his future. If Barca are to offload Ansu Fati to Atletico Madrid, though, the club must move quickly as they do require funds to make moves for the top targets in the market. So the coming weeks could prove to be very crucial for all parties involved. I think towards the end of this window, let's just expect the worst from this Barca side. Of course, comes end of any transfer window, there are always twists and turns that always come, you know. Ansu Fati's future up to this point as we speak is still not certain. One cannot say Ansu Fati will stay at Barca or Ansu Fati will definitely leave. The player's future is still not firm. Like you cannot say Ansu Fati will stay at Barca till the end of the season because the player has not been favored by Xavi. Well, we can see it clearly. Xavi does not like Ansu Fati. Let's just be honest with ourselves. Xavi is just forcing it. Xavi does not like Ansu. Yes, we do understand that last season the player has issues with, his performances. But let's be honest, Xavi has not been able to manage Ansu Fati. I still believe that Fati, under coaches like, for instance, Ronald Koeman, will be more better player than what he's under Xavi. Xavi needs to understand that there are certain players that they need a better coach around them to make them better. If Fati was under Pep Guardiola, guys, honestly, Pep could have molded Fati to become a beast. But is Xavi doing that? Xavi is not doing that. Let's be honest with ourselves. Xavi is not the manager who can bring the best out of many players. Okay, let's give credit to Xavi for players like the left back that we have, the current left back that we have. Alejandro Balde has been doing great work. Xavi gave him the trust last season, at the beginning of last season when he had to start benching Jordi Alba and had to put Balde. I think that one is the only player that we can give credit for Xavi. But we have looked at other players. Xavi wants to bring already made players. which makes no sense. Ansu Fati have already showed the potential that he's got. We saw Fati doing well even in pre-season and also towards end of last season. And of course, Ansu Fati is still a player that if you ask me, I would say this guy should be a Barca player for a long time. We understand that yes, Barca are hungry for cash. The club is going through a lot financial wise. But for me, Ansu Fati shouldn't be that player to be sacrificed. We have players like Eric Garcia. Javi is not talking about that. We have players like Ferran Torres. The media does not speak. In fact, it seems as though Ferran Torres will stay. Why Ansu Fati of all people will be the player that Javi wants to sacrifice? Because even when asked after the Joan Gamba Trophy, he said something really annoying, saying that for Ansu Fati's future, the window is still open till the end of this month. So let's see what happens. Like he did not even come and say, "Look, Ansu Fati is not leaving. I count on him." Javi made no statements on that, which means that he is open to selling Fati. Ansu Fati have been reportedly annoyed with such statements, and from there on, Ansu Fati have realized that Xavi does not fancy him playing for his team this season, and therefore links are really there. Atletico Madrid have been showing interest for Ansu for a long time. Diego Simeone is a huge admirer, and and of course such sentiments from Xavi have really give Diego Simeone that chance, that green light, that it is very possible for them to get Ansu Fati. So let's see how the coming weeks will look like. Then on to the next story of discussion. With Lamine Yamal exploding at Barcelona over the past few months, there has been a spike in interest in the 16-year-old La Masia prodigy, still bound by an academic contract. The prodigious attacker turned 16 last month and became eligible to sign his first professional contract, sparking interest from across Europe. Barcelona were quick to act and convince him to continue at the club by providing him with first-team breakthrough under Xavi Hernandez. Yamal's agent, George Mendes, has already assured the club that the 16-year-old will sign a new contract and commit his long-term future to the Catalans. But in the meantime, Mundo Deportivo is reporting that Premier League champions Man City had shown an interest in signing Yamal. The Premier League champions' idea was to sign the teenage wonderkid via their sister club Girona, where they would leave him to develop for a couple of years before taking him to the Etihad Stadium. However, their plans were scuppered even before they had a chance to take off, as Barca have convinced Yamal to continue at the club. The La Masia graduate is set for a prominent role in the first team setup this season, following the departure of Ousmane Dembele. Xavi has full faith in the prodigy, and the manager trusts him to perform at the highest level. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.